All right, back to the block detection project. Making some more progress here. I have this clip out here that I want to show you because the challenge that I was faced with was to be able to get the lift out bridge wired to also recognize blocks. So this is a basic boat connector. It's like a waterproof connector that I got on eBay. I got this one because, not because of the waterproof part. Actually, I removed this yellow part from the clip that I installed. This just comes right out because it makes it too difficult to plug and unplug. But the reason I got it was because I like the thickness of the wires, and I like that it's easy to, easy to manage. So I don't have these little tiny wires, and also because I feel like you lose less voltage if you use very thin wires like a telephone plug or something like that. So I went with these. I like them so far, and like I said, they're just easy to plug in. So that is basically what I installed today, and let me show you where it's located. If you've watched my videos on my updates, you'll know that I have a section where the tracks go through the closet and then they come out of the closet on this end where that hole is, and then transfer over to what is the shower. This is the shower room. It's a shower that's not working anymore, but I decided to just run the tracks through there to avoid other problems. Watch that video and it'll explain all of that. And then obviously it comes out this end of the shower and continues on. When I first planned this, I did not want any crossovers like that inside of the shower or the closet or the bridge for obvious reasons. I just didn't want derailments and just complicated situations that could cause extra headaches. So I decided to just keep it as simple as possible. It's 3 lines going through. 2 of them are the main lines, which are these 2. And that's the short line. But like I said, there's no interruption besides the bridge part. But that's why I put derailers here and there, so that when they connect to the other parts of the track, they're automatically derailed, and it creates more security in the running. So basically, what I did was, let me show you here. Under the lift out bridge, I connected the plug that I showed you before using a block, termination block rather, and all the wires that are running up to the track for both the block occupancy detection and also for the district that the power is running on are all down here. Now if you notice, there's 5 wires. The white one is for zone number 2 or district number 2, which controls all the main lines, and the black one is for district number 3 or zone number 3, which that power district is designed to feed just a short line. So now that that's all plugged in, all I need to do is slip the bridge in, which all you're going to do is, what I like about this design that I made is that you just drop it in. So there's no like hinges or anything complicated. It just kind of pops in like that. And then in order to align the tracks, I made it so that you push it all the way against the beam for the wall, whatever you call that, the joist. No, not the joist. I don't know. The thing that holds the wall up. That. This way you have a surface to push up against, and same thing here. So there's no question as to where the track goes. But in order to get it at the right height, what I did is I made these latches. I didn't make them, I bought them. That just basically clip on, and then when you can adjust them through here, but when you push down, it just creates enough tension to pull the track down exactly where it should be, so that the height and the alignment is perfect on both ends. Same thing here. Before I do that, let me just show you how the plug goes in. I made it so that the red wire goes down. This way I know the orientation, but I don't even think you can plug it in the other way. It's just it's designed so that you can't plug it in incorrectly. So, you know, you basically just pop it in, and that's it. So now this whole section is wired and ready for detection just by doing that. I want to pop this up for a second because I want to show you, and I've shown this in other videos with my updates, but I have scenery that goes in there, which I store in the closet. So this is where the tracks continue in the closet. But the scenery just basically hangs here while it's not being used. And what I do is I just take it and it just basically slides into place like that. And then the reason I didn't want to latch these yet is because that also holds the scenery in place and aligns the tracks. So now the scenery is not going anywhere. It's all pushed in there and pressed down, and it looks nice. So anyways, I'm getting off track here, literally. So let me continue with what I was saying before. The wiring that you see under the tracks here all come from the electrical panel, which I've been working like crazy on. I've been just doing a lot of work on this, and I've been able to get really far with it in a fairly quickly time frame, for you know. So as you can see from, you know, the difference between this video and the other videos is that there's a lot more red up there. So I've been able to, you know, chip away at getting all these wires run. You know, these are all individual wires that are going out to each section. So there's 16 there and 16 there that I have to run out to the tracks. Right now I'm only missing, in this block, or in this BDL, I'm only missing 2. So I should be able to get that done within an hour. And then a few more here, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, just 4 there. And if you can see over here, you see how like the wire's sticking out, and it's not clean and it's all wavy. I'm not crazy about these blocks. They're not very good. So I ordered the good barrier blocks, you know, with the screw and the U. You know, I'm gonna make ends on the wires and just connect them with those, you know, heavy duty, more reliable kind of screws. And I'm gonna switch those out. I just don't like how the wire doesn't. I can't even get the wire to fit in there correctly. So I'm gonna go with the better stuff. Anyways, so what I want to just show you is that the wiring that goes into the closet is going through here. So that's all the wires that you saw under the tracks before in the closet. That's where that's coming from. And I was saying that that I had to run 2 district wires, 2 electrical district wires in there because there's separate districts that are running, you know, the main line. You know, one of them is main line and one of them is a short line. But obviously there's 3 wires. That's what the red ones are, because there's 3 tracks. So these are the detection wires, and these are the zone wires. So just tracing it back, what happens generally on the panel is that here's my PM42 with the 4 districts. The district that is assigned to this BDL, which is the A unit, is District 2. So, or I call it Zone 2 sometimes. But District 2 feeds the power to a track here, which is, you know, labeled as District 2, is the green. You can see a little green there. And then I just jumped it because I needed another set of green cables to go that way. You know, I have them with both directions, so I just figured I'd just jump it here and split them. But anything green is District A, or District 2 and BDL A. And anything blue, as you can see there, this one fell off, but it's supposed to be blue there, is designed for the B unit. And it's also District 3, because as you can see, the wire runs all the way across to this BDL 168, which is the B unit. So the A unit is District 2, and the B unit is District 3. Obviously, the black cables run according to color and zone as well in district. So all that goes out to the track. Now, the goal for me was to get all the main track lines on the A unit. So all of these wires are going to just main line. And, you know, obviously, like I said before, District 2, because if something happens on the main line, it'll only shut off the tracks that are connected to the main line district. And I know I don't have to have them all here, but it's just nice to know that they're all here in case I have to trace something back. The only problem is that I ran out of room. I maxed out, and then I needed 3 more blocks, so I just basically used the last 3 blocks of this one to run mainline. But they're still connected to District 2, which is what this thing is running on. So I guess even though it's independent, I still want to make sure that I have some kind of understanding of what's what. So if there's a District 3 short, I know that it has to be short line. So it's probably coming from here, you know, with the exception of the last 3 blocks. All right. Now that everything's wired up and labeled correctly, as you can see here, I split this because this is a B unit, but it's on Zone 2 or District 2. That's why that's split like that. But I know that anything green and A is there, as you can see up here. Everything's green and A. And then anything blue, like there, and this one, because this is the block, and this is the zone, the power zone. That's all blue, and that's going to there, and that's why all these blue ones, this is the split one, all the blue ones are going to there, which is short line detection. So this is coming along very, very nicely. Now, let me just show you what's going on with your JMRI and with the detection. So as you can see here, the red is showing the detection, and the reason why these two are red right now is because there's engines located after the shower. So the shower is basically here, this section here, and then after the shower there's a little thing, there's a little track section before the crossovers start, and then from here on it's supposed to be the bridge. So the bridge is like this, and then the closet, which is this section that spits out here. So the test today is basically to see if the bridge is working correctly. So I'm gonna drop an engine on these 2 tracks one at a time, so you can see. Right now they're white, so they're showing that the blocks are not occupied. So when I put this on, this is main number 2. Sorry about the dogs. You're going to notice that the district, rather the block, lights up. And the reason why it's all the way through is because there's an engine sitting on the other side. Now there's one that I just put in. And then there's an engine sitting over here, which is the other connecting part. My dogs are going crazy because that's probably my terminal blocks that are arriving from the UPS, and they hate the UPS man. Anyway, so let me switch this over to the next track so you can see. So now this is main line number 1, which is the middle track on the bridge, and main line number 1 should now be shown up here, which it is. So as you can see, I took the engine off, turned white, put it in the middle one, it turned red, and the other one is a short line. This last line on the bottom is a short line. So everything is basically working. The only other wiring that I did after the last video is all of this here. That's why I put these engines here, just to show that they are working. I'll just pop them in on and off. See, those are all working. That guy, this guy. The only thing is I haven't wired this section right here, so I just got to get to that one. And then finally, all I wanted to see is if anybody can help me out with this. I've still haven't figured it out, but how to get the turnouts to just light up the right way, because I have little gaps from the turnouts, you know, not showing the right way. So besides that, everything is running beautifully. And like I said, I'm almost done with the wiring, so that's exciting news. And now that the bridge is done, which was my biggest worry, I feel better about the whole thing. All right, that's it for today.